Let's see how this goes. Josh wants me to react to this so badly, though. I know it's not probably going to go up because of my reaction, and two, I really don't want to get political. So, if it starts to get too political, which I know it will, it most likely will go up either way.
Hi everyone, Josh here. What Donald Trump has done today was horrible.
Tell me something I don't know.
He has had thousands of Trump supporters attack the Capitol Hill of the United States. You know where all the senators and stuff are. It was horrible. I watched the news for since 2 o'clock, 7 hours. America is really divided. Trump is a criminal. He's a danger to society. No president in American history has ever done this, not even since the beginning of time of America itself.
Okay, now that's a lie right there. No offense, but remember, we came here from British because the king was terrible.
My hope and prayers to all of you. And I know things has been really tough. I can understand that. Joe Biden will heal us. Trump, he's out of here. The Senate is taking care of this right now. He's a menace to society. I hope America never experiences this event again. I mean, the Trump supporters that actually attacked the Senate, it felt like terrorism. An act of terrorism in democracy. And I hope to God that this never happens again. For all my prayers out there, for everybody that has experienced this event, I am greatly sorry, and I hope America can go back to normal. I know COVID-19 is going on, but this is the worst offense you could ever have for American history. An embarrassment for our democracy and freedom of speech. Doing conspiracy theories that are not true. There's been 60 or so many fraudulent cases I tried to do in court that they just laughed and threw away that Trump did. All conspiracy theories that saying the votes are fraud, which is not true. So, with the love of my heart, I really hope this nation can heal. I have been broken so much this year. I'm sorry. This nation is fractured. And I hope, with the love of my heart, that things will be better. I love America. I love my country. I love Joe Biden. President Trump, #1 enemy on my list of enemies. Definitely.
I don't have enemies.
I love the country. I love my nation. I love the freedom. And anyone that takes away that freedom should not be president. No, that shouldn't be allowed. So, prayers to all ya. I know this has been tough, even for me. I'm trying to think of what to say. Prayers to everybody. Stay safe with the pandemic. Wear a mask. I love you all. And my love, my prayers, hope for Joe Biden that will bring this nation in one nation. Thank you for watching. Josh out. Hi everyone, Josh here. Today is the day that they start the investigation of January 6th. This is going to be a long and very detailed investigation about January 6th. I mean, we all know who caused January 6th. I mean, it's been all over the news. We already know who caused January 6th, you know, aka Donald Trump. But the big question is, who planned it? And that's what this investigation is going to go into deep detail of. I mean, this is going to probably be the longest investigation in American history. And hopefully they can get to the bottom of this and finally put this thing to rest, because this January 6th thing that truly happened made history for all the wrong reasons. And I hope that they can investigate this deeply and finally solve this issue so we can finally end this violence and make sure this doesn't happen in the future. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. So they got this group that's going to be they have this investigation group that's going to investigate January 6th. And what they're going to investigate is phone calls, social medias like Facebook, Twitter, and heck, they're even going to see about paper documents. I mean, this is some juicy stuff. I mean, they're going to investigate everything. And of course, when we get the information, we'll finally know the truth of who actually planned January 6th. I mean, this is some juicy stuff. I mean, the more evidence we can get, the better. And we can finally find the truth of who actually incited the Capitol attack on the Capitol, and finally know the truth, and finally put these people behind bars. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. So, I just got done watching the news, and they're already having Republicans and stuff send in their phone records, and, you know, surprisingly, well, they're not handing over their phone records. The Republicans that are supposed to turn in their phone records, they're actually, they're not handing them over. And as you can tell, this is really a lot of red flags everywhere. I mean, if this doesn't show what's wrong with the Republican Party, I don't know what is. Just simply not submitting your phone records. I mean, that's red flags all over.
What's the shocker?
I mean, well, This is part 3 of the investigation. I'm hoping that I can learn more information so I can tell you guys, but so far this has been...
So far, I am going to say that there's nothing in here so far that I didn't even need to watch this, so no. Nothing is shocker. Again, like genuine reaction that I knew it could be. Just listening, watching. I'm even, not to be mean, I'm even on my phone playing the game. It's nothing in here that I don't already know. That is gonna shock me. Trump did bad things. Someone did an attack. Oh, shocker. They're not handing over their phone records.
Part 3.
Not trying to be rude.
I'm probably going to make a part 4. But so far, there's some shady stuff going on. And I really hope that they get to the bottom of this. Anyways, this is Josh, signing out.
Dang, I died.
Hi everyone, Josh here. So, I just saw the news today, and it's about the January 6th investigation. Apparently Kevin McCarthy is really hiding something. I mean, he's got some really bad water that he's kind of got himself in. And I know he's hiding something because he's not turning in the phone records and stuff. And I know. Oh yeah, and I also got some good news. You know how they were going to actually do some paperwork, investigation of paperwork and stuff like that? Well, they actually got the paperwork and documents of Donald Trump's day in office, and well, we're getting pretty close. We're going to actually find the truth pretty soon. I mean, they're digging around Donald Trump stuff, so we're going to find a lot of information very soon. So I would keep an eye on on news and stuff like that for this, because I know that we're going to be getting some news very soon, and we can finally find the truth about January 6th, and we can finally put these criminals behind bars. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh.
Oh, I just want to say, by the way, if this does end up going up and people have a problem with my reaction, or wondering why I'm not reacting as much again, all this stuff I know. My friend Josh wants me to react to this because he wants me to understand, if not learn about this and that, which, again, like I've been trying to tell him, don't need to watch this, I don't need to watch the news, I don't need to do it how he does to know stuff. It's not like I'm living under a rock. I know all this stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, it's mainly going to be about Trump doing bad stuff, if not the stuff he's done, or this, or that kind of thing. And I'm not trying to sound insensitive by not reacting to it much. I'm not trying to be mean. Again, I do my honest reaction. And this is why I don't have videos that, you know, have these reactions up, because if it's just me staring at the screen like not much reaction, then there's really no point. So if this does go up, don't blame me about the reaction. I'm just giving my honest reaction. Person who wanted me to react to this is my friend myself. So be careful what you wish for.
Last year, so January 6th. I mean, I know this investigation has been going on for a very long time. And I know that we're getting very, very close to learning what happened on January 6th. I mean, a lot of us want to know what happened on January 6th. I mean, we want to know the facts. And any information and evidence that
I don't care what happened on that day. Not to be rude, yes, it's bad. All I care about is as long as they get the right people, who care the details of who did it, or how they did it, why they did it. Just catch the right people, put it in the past. Not everything in the past needs to, you know, be in history. Or, no, some things you need to forget in the past. As they say, forget about the past, or however, like, I mean, yes. If you don't know the past, you're doomed to repeat it, as they say as well. But at the same time, some things are better left unknown. So it could go both ways, really.
Actually happens in this investigation will go down in history. I mean, we really, really want to know the truth. I mean, we want to know what happens and
You do you.
finally put this to rest and finally put whoever was behind this behind bars.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true, but
I know everybody wants.
but you don't need to go really need details. Okay, just the person did this. You lock about, like forget about it. Detail. They'd be watching crime shows. I mean, people do that. Don't get me wrong. You do you, but for the most part, as long as it gets the right people, you don't really need to know the details as long as they're doing their job right with the right facts.
Know the truth, me included. I really want to know the truth. You guys want to know the truth.
Not really.
I know they can get this investigation done. I know they can do this. I mean,
I care less,
this will
not
be
in a
the
mean way.
biggest investigation in American history. I believe that every single person.
And what I mean by it, I can care less, is basically, yeah, it's bad what happened, but at the same time, what can I do? I can't do nothing to control the outcome of anything. Why stress over something you can't control? Unnecessary stress is not really healthy. So, sorry, objecting may scare you. I don't stress over things that I can't control. I don't worry about things that I can't control. I said this probably in a video before. Something happens overseas or something like someone dies, yes. It's horrible, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I don't know them. There's nothing I could have done. There's nothing I can do other than pray for their family. Send a prayer, yes, but that's about it. And then other than that, there's really not a mean way to worry about it. Like, what am I going to do? Join the police force, other than join the police force or military to catch said bad guy? There's nothing I can do or stop. So, not trying to sound mean, not trying to sound insensitive, but again, this is one of the reasons why I don't worry about all this stuff, because I don't worry about things I can't control. Anything out of my control, anything out of my worry of control, if I can't do something about it, then I leave it to the hands of the Lord to, to control and all that stuff. I mean, you shouldn't put your faith, you should put your faith in Him, don't get me wrong. But, you shouldn't put, everything in His hand. At the same time, I think. I don't know. But you shouldn't, anything your worries, your, stress, you put it in His hands. He had the plan. Okay. You let Him do His plan, and you shouldn't need to worry as much. Just, allow Him to do what He needs to do. As well as, hold on, I'm just getting on to something. What was I gonna say? I forget what I was gonna say, but I have full faith in the Lord. I give anything that I cannot control or stress, or that's not worth stressing over, that I can't control, or anything, in His hand.
And
So
in America deserves to know the truth. Anyways,
if you want to know,
this
you
is
can
Josh
know, but sometimes
signing out.
knowing the truth hurts, and it's bad.
Hi everyone, Josh here. So, I just watched the news yesterday and I got some really big news.
Uh-huh.
Four people I heard on the news that they actually planned the January 6th attack, and they were close allies, very close allies of Trump, and they're going to have to present evidence to the committee that is doing this investigation. I mean, this is some really big news, and
Tell me something.
I'll share
I
more
don't
once
know.
when I find some more news about it, about January 6th attack, but this is probably
Not
the
really a
biggest
shocker.
news yet. And this is just one step closer
I mean, it's
of
good that they catch.
finally learning.
It's good that they catch the people that did. Don't get me wrong, or started. But again, that's all you need to know. That they had to prove it or not. Boom, done. Move on. You know.
The truth and putting these guys behind bars. I mean, we need every evidence possible if we're gonna, help with this January 6th investigation and make sure that this doesn't happen ever again.
Fair, but
Anyways, this is Josh.
everything
signing out.
happens for a reason in life,
Hi, every.
as they say. You know. And you'll be like, but people get cancer. Like, you're saying that they did something bad to get cancer. Not necessarily the reason. Sometimes when you get cancer, you end up seeing people's true colors, like your partners, families, who's willing to stay by your side, who's willing to leave you because it gets tough, or because you don't have any money. Like, God has a plan for everybody. He doesn't do things to punish people, other than the ones who mock him. Especially. And ones who don't believe in him, like, I don't think he does anything to, but if you're far away from him, don't blame him for anything that you do if you don't leave it in his hands to work out or, help you with your life, So, yeah. Say,
Everyone, Josh here. So, Joe Biden is going to reveal evidence of Donald Trump and the January 6th attack. He is going to go full force revealing Donald Trump's presidency. I mean, this is one step closer to knowing the truth. I mean, I know everyone's curious of what happened on January 6th, and especially what happened with Donald Trump's presidency. I mean, everyone wants to know the truth. And I can bet you that this evidence will be the key to unlocking the January 6th attack. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. The Justice Committee is asking 45 documents of Donald Trump's records in his presidency, and Joe Biden is going to deliver. This will be the ultimate showdown between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. This will be the ultimate combination of justice and evidence together to make this case in one. This will be the ultimate American history that will make history. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. Trump's executive privilege claim in Capitol riot case gets November 4th hearing. Finally, some really juicy news. I can't wait to see what happens when Donald Trump has to take the stand for the committee about his crimes. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. So, apparently there was a whole team that actually caused the January 6th riot.
Not shocked.
There was this hotel that was like miles away from the White House that actually planned this whole thing. A whole bunch of Trump lawyers and all that stuff actually planned this whole attack, and the attack on January 6th. I mean, this is really frustrating because, well, these guys did this whole plan, and this should never happen in American history.
Yeah, but again, did we or did we not come over here? Because the king in Europe, or not Europe, England or wherever, we came over here and took this land from the Indians. Not that good, so people left to come here to start anew. And what do? We take the land from the people who were here. So, no. Think about it. And it happened before. Democracy, before democracy was born, the king that made us come over to here. The same.
These guys need to be prosecuted and put into jail for what they did, because what they did was not right.
Of course.
I know the committee is doing a really good job to put these guys in line, and we need to make sure that we get plenty of information about this January 6th investigation and make sure that this never happens again. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. Steve Bannon was supposed to appear in court today, and instead he decided to brush it off, just not show up. Keep in mind that attempt of Congress can go up to a year in prison and a fine up to $100,000
that
if
money.
you don't show up to the committee. I mean, these are good signs that the January 6th committee is really doing their job, and anyone that doesn't show up to their trial in courts are going to get up to a...
Okay, I don't care how they do their job, as long as they do it right. Really.
Fine up to $100,000 and a year in prison. So don't make the same mistake. Show up in court, but if you don't show up, you're going to be punished either way. This is going to push the boundaries and make sure these guys show up. And I know Donald Trump is going to be in court pretty soon. So, whether he decides to show up, it's only going to make it worse for him. But in a way, I really hope that they nail this in the coffin and Donald Trump goes to prison for however many years, and we can finally put this January 6th
clearly he didn't go to prison.
To rest. Anyways, this
clearly
is Josh
it didn't go well.
Signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. Alan Jones spoke the lie for months on his radio show and was instrumental in helping Trump pull off the rally at the Ellipse. He was key to its financing, helping to secure a large donation to the Alice and the Market chain. He later covered 80% of the total cost. The committee also incites a video that Jones says he was directed by the White House to lead the march to the Capitol, where he told where Donald Trump would meet the group. In other words, he was literally giving marching orders by the Donald Trump White House to attack the Capitol. January 6th committee chair statement: we need to know who organized, planned, paid for, and received related funds related to these events, as well as what communications organized had with officials in the White House and Congress. I believe these witnesses we subpoenaed today have related information, and we expect them to cooperate fully. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. 2 people just turned themselves in to the January 6th committee.
Okay.
Their names are Jeffrey Clerk and John Eastman. These are the most 2 dangerous people from January 6th.
Okay.
They are the ones that helped Trump overthrow the election results and caused the January 6th attack.
Okay.
They just turned themselves in, and the committee is going to question them like you wouldn't even believe. This is the turning point. The turning point that will shape American history and help with January 6th investigation finally be solved. And when we get the information from the committee of the 45 documents, you know, bet their butts that they're going to go after Trump. We need to get Trump in the court, find out the truth, and finally solve this problem. And finally, so everybody knows the truth, and finally end this January 6th crisis for good.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
Okay.
Hi everyone, Josh here. Mark Meadows was deeply involved in the January 6th attack. This guy is so involved and so much up in the power chain that he was Donald Trump's right-hand man.
Okay.
This guy was so corrupted that he did everything he could to stay in power like Trump did. This guy is the most dangerous guy in the government.
Yeah.
And when the January 6th committee questioned him and tried to get answers about the January 6th attack, he refused, and that's not good. He's going to have some serious jail time and seriously think about what he did. If anything, this will be the biggest guy to find information about the January 6th attack, because he is the most close ally of Donald Trump. And if we are to get to the truth, we have to question him like you wouldn't even believe.
Okay.
Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Everyone, Josh here. Breaking news. We found out that Donald Trump did a PowerPoint in the White House planning January 6th. We also found out that 6 people were texting back and forth to the 6 people and Trump back and forth about January 6th.
And
obviously we'll need more details of it, but it was planned. It was completely planned.
Shocker.
We also found out that the January 6th committee is now investigating Donald Trump. They are closing into his location. They are closing into you, Donald Trump, and you bet their butts that they're going to go all out with investigation and stuff. You're going to be in court pretty soon, Trump, and you better be ready to face all the crap that you have done. And also, Donald Trump has been having a major meltdown through all this, so he is feeling the pressure. He is really feeling the pressure, and I can't wait to see the look on his face when he goes into court.
Shocker.
Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. This marks the 1-year anniversary of January 6th, where Trump supporters invaded the Capitol of the United States.
Okay.
Trump supporters all attacked the Capitol. Trump lost an election and used the attack to steal an election.
Okay.
An election that was the most perfect election of all time in American history, and he used the January 6th attack to stop an election certified.
How's that a shocker? He's rigged one.
Biden.
So, your point?
This will be a mark in history, not only for Americans themselves, but also the cops and police that defended the Capitol to this day. Let's honor the cops and family and loved ones that defended this country. Not only the country, but our Constitution and the Capitol itself. Donald Trump is a maniac, a psychopath,
something we don't know.
a nutcase. He
Again,
lost
any
an
shocker?
election and used lies and conspiracy theories to overthrow the government and the Constitution of liberty. This will be the combination of investigation and freedom of finding out what the hell happened on January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
This investigation will go on for a very long time. And this will be the combination of freedom and spirit. This will be the combination of freedom and liberty. Joe Biden is the light that will carry us over, that will help with this investigation. He is the light, he is the hope for our freedom and democracy of the people. It is our duty to, it is our duty to pass the voting rights bill that will save our democracy and our...
Newsflash. Most of the votes come from electoral college. So, for the most part, some people's votes, electoral votes outweigh them.
freedom to vote. Let's all unite together in one nation. Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
So basically, voting has been unfair since the beginning of voting. government is the lesser. Presidents, when you come to vote, is always the lesser of two evils and never the greater of two goods. Even if there is a good one, the Congress, if not the government, will try to surpass any helpful ideas as much as they can avoid it of having those passed. Have some slip through so it doesn't look any conspicuous, but the ones that they don't want, they try to avoid.
Hi everyone, Josh here. This February, the January 6th committee is going to be on live TV. They're going to tell us what they have uncovered for the January attack investigation. And we are going to find really good details, really juicy details of what finally happened on January 6th.
And
anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. So there's been this new coronavirus variant called the Omicron variant. It isn't as transmissible as the coronavirus or the Delta variant, but it's more spreadable. Joe Biden just passed a law of he will have a website, so you have 4 test kits to see if you test negative or positive. All 4, you can get 4 test kits for every household in America for a test kit to test for COVID-19. He's also providing free masks, these really good free masks he's going to provide all over the United States that he's giving everybody for free so that we can fight this virus. And I know that's spreading throughout the United States, and hospitals are kind of getting overwhelmed, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We are almost there with the coronavirus. We are headed to a new normal soon.
I don't think how this has anything to do with January 6th of Biden and the Congress, whatever, raid thing. Just about the virus, which we all know about. But again, it's not anything to do with January 6th.
Have a 64 vaccination rate of vaccines in the United States. We also learned that Trump is going to be investigated for fraud.
Okay, there we go.
We also learned that Trump is going to be investigated for tax fraud and value fraud for his Trump Tower, his golf course, and other things. We also learned that the Republican Party has been holding back Joe Biden. The Republican Party has been doing everything in their power so they can't pass these bills and stuff like that. If it wasn't for Trump, and his Trumpism for this Republican Party, this one never happened. And thing is, there's 2 Democrats that are holding back Joe Biden's plan too. 2 Democrats. And if they keep this up, they're going to have it on record of whose fault it is. I mean, I know.
See? There's bad apples in Democrat. There's bad apples in Republican. But just because there's bad apples doesn't mean all Republicans are bad or against anything. Same with the Democrat. There's always bad and good. Sometimes it outweighs, but sometimes it doesn't. You know. Just how it is.
Things hasn't been passed yet. He said he's going to give his all. He's going to give his all. I know things didn't get passed this year, but he'll make sure to get passed. It will take some time. It will take some time, and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that the Build Back Better plan gets passed and the voting rights bill gets passed. Because this is a very desperate time, because if we don't get these passed, and the United States are going to be crippled with voter fraud and stuff like that. All the lies that are actually happening are causing people to put in restrictions for your voting rights, and we need to fight this. We need to fight like hell to make sure that this doesn't happen. We need to protect voting. We need to make sure we get these votes, these bills passed, and protect our country and protect our democracy and freedom of liberty. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Hi everyone, Josh here. It seems like everybody's going after Donald Trump. The courts are going after him. The states are going after him.
Shocker.
Heck, even his closest family members are going after him.
Shocker.
All people are going after Trump, and this is going to make history. He is going to be punished to the fullest extent of the law, and when the law catch up to him, you bet their butts that they're going to go after Trump and punish him to the fullest extent of the law.
And
anyways, this is Josh signing out. Oh boy, we got some big news for you today, people.
sure.
We just found out that Donald Trump was planning on using the military to get rid of all the ballot boxes of your vote. This is the most scummiest thing I've ever seen, but it's not surprising because Donald Trump is nuts.
And
We also found out that the lawyer is going to need lawyers because he is in very big trouble. The lawyer that caused all the conspiracy theories and trying to investigate something that's not true is in serious trouble. He was already bankrupt because of all the fines and stuff from states and stuff, but now he's going to be investigated,
okay.
and we'll need lawyers for lawyers. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. 14 fake electors in 7 states that tried to overturn the certification of the election to Mike Pence. These 14 people just got subpoenaed today by the January 6th committee.
Ooh.
Just think about this.
Shocker.
14 fake electors in 7 states that tried to overturn the certification of the election to Mike Pence. This is the most serious of serious crimes, and if it wasn't for Mike Pence realizing what they were doing, he certified the election for Joe Biden. That could have been a disaster, but made the right choice. I mean, this is going to be really big evidence when it comes to the January 6th committee. Heck, this could be even a turning point for the court case of Donald Trump when it happens. And there's so much information that they could question these guys on. I mean, just so much. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Man, this is going to be the biggest news in American history. He announced at his Trump rally that he caused January 6th. This could be a big turning point for the January 6th investigation because they can use this against Trump. This will be the biggest mistake he has ever made because he can use that. They can use this against him, and they could actually win this court case definitely if they use this against him.
And this could be found a way around it if he's in office.
Of the investigation of liberty. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Trump has been illegally getting documents, president documents of his, and burning them and shredding them. And here's the kicker. He's been putting documents in his mouth. Like literally, he would do a wad of paper, put in his mouth, put in saliva, and just ruin the document. I mean, this is disgusting.
Well,
this is freaking disgusting.
well,
I mean, could you even imagine someone that messed up that they would put documents in their mouth with?
I mean, we've all eventually, if not most of us, got bored and put a piece of paper in our mouth and like just let it dissolve and swallow. I know I have a few times. I'm not afraid to admit it. Does that make me a lunatic? It's not a document, but it's a piece of paper here and there. I mean, I don't know if you've done that, but I know a lot of people out there possibly have.
Saliva! Okay, Trump, play your little game. But when the January 6th committee has the investigation, gets the evidence, you're going straight to jail, Donald Trump. You're going straight to jail after
Clearly
what
not.
you do.
Clearly not.
Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
Clearly not.
Trump took illegal documents from the White House to his mansion of Mar-a-Lago. We also
Shocker.
found out today that he's been doing calls on January 6th on a private cell phone. He's also been using other people's cell phones to plan January 6th.
Shocker.
I mean, this is going to be a major setback for the January 6th committee, but this is also an opportunity to find out the truth about Donald Trump. We also found out that Donald Trump flushed down documents in a toilet.
Shocker.
He would shred them up, flush them down 10 to 15 times. It would get stuck in the pipe, and they found out where they are right there. I mean, this is just diabolical, Trump. This is diabolical to the core.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
How's that shocking?
Keep fighting this. We can't let Trump win. We need to stand our ground and fight for what's right. We might have lost the battle, but not the war. Because in life, the good guys always win.
Not wrong, Ash.
We just learned that Donald Trump has been watching January 6th unfold in the White House on his TV, and he was texting someone in the White House about January 6th back and forth.
So?
In 15 days, the January 6th committee is going to find out the details, so stay tuned for that.
Really
We
don't
also
care.
found out today that Donald Trump
Not
is
in a
in
mean
a very
way.
heat moment with the banks and Justice Department. All the loans that he did for his Trump Tower and everything, there's a really serious investigation going on, and he is under fire, and he is panicking. He is seriously panicking and just in a meltdown right now. Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
Yep.
Hi everyone, Josh here. I got some really happy news to share with you all. Donald Trump is going to court in 21 days. I kid you not, he is having to go to court in 21 days. This is really good news all around because he will face the consequences and we'll get to see his face when he goes to trial. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Trump is in serious trouble. His kids are about to be indicted. If the judge rules about January 6th, he could have to pay major fines and settlements for damage about January 6th. His loans are overdue for all of his buildings and stuff.
Okay.
And the court case is coming very soon. Trump, you are in so much trouble. You are going to be indicted and you're going to be in trouble with January 6th, and you are going to be in court with your face shot. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Dan Scavino, former Deputy Chief of Staff to then President Donald Trump, attempt to use Justice Department to prop up election fraud, disinformation, criminal contempt.
Shocker.
Dan Scavino, monitor pro-Trump social media. December 19th, Trump announced big protest in D.C. January 6th, it will be wild. Insurrection. Tactics, tacticals, procedure. Make guillotine, use flagpole for weapon, smuggle weapons, maps of tunnels under Capitol for attack on Capitol. $7.5-hour gap on Donald Trump's phone records on January 6th. Peter Navarro, part of effort to overturn election. I did it. Green Bay sweep. I can't talk about it on Airy Melbourne show by saying that he breaks his privilege. He was the White House trade advisor, criminal contempt. Household contempt vote for Scavino and Navarro. I'm going to tell you the vote details of the criminal contempt. They voted today, and I'm going to show you the results. Democrats, 218 votes yay, 0 votes nay. Republicans, 2 votes yay, 203 votes nay. Total votes, 220 votes yay, and 203 votes nay. House vote, 220 to 203 to hold former Trump aides Navarro, Scavino in contempt of Congress. This is really good news because the January 6th committee can finally punish these guys and get to the bottom of January 6th. Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
Okay.
Okay, so apparently there's this Republican group called JoeBidenComms.com.
How far
Apparently
are
they're trying to
we?
put as much dirt on Joe Biden's nominees as possible. Heck, there's already an investigation that's looking into this group. I mean, this is a really bad group, and they're trying to do everything that they can to ruin Joe Biden's reputation. See, this is why I hate Trump politics. And I think that the Republican Party is way too out of control.
Politics
They'll
in general
do
are bad.
anything to...
Politics in general are bad. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was still down from when I was looking at that.
undermine Biden and try to do anything they can to ruin his reputation and the country. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. A New York judge ruled Trump contempt after he refused to hand over documents. Every day he's going to be charged $10,000 each day of a fine of $10,000 if he doesn't hand over the documents. Looks like they finally got you, Trump. This is really good news.
No.
I mean, after the crap that he has done in the past year or two, I mean, this is really good news all around, because once when the January 6th committee comes after you, you are going to be in bigger trouble. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. I got some really good news. Mark this down on your calendar, because the January 6th committee's hearing is starting on June 9th. This will be its first public
that was
hearing.
2 days before my birthday.
It will be the first of 8 of them. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Okay, I need to talk about something very serious. Republicans are starting to attack human rights. This is
Shocker.
not right, because our rights and our body is ours to control.
You're not wrong.
And what Republicans are doing is seriously wrong. Our body is for us to control, and us as a people, as Americans, as the liberty of freedom of the United States. These Republicans, they're trying to do everything they can to throw it at us, to divide this country and our freedom of our democracy, our freedom of our bodies, and our freedom to vote. We need to do something now. We need to take big action, because when you attack our bodies just for law enforcement, that is when you went too far, Republicans. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Okay, we need everybody, I mean everybody, to vote for Democrats in 2022. What the Republicans do is outright dangerous and outright human rights. What they're doing is very wrong, and we need to vote in 2022. Make your voice heard. We need to vote for Democrats, and especially in 2022. Because if the Republicans win in 2022, our democracy and our Constitution is dead. Senate votes on federal abortion rights bill.
Okay, about bill. Well,
the votes were yay 49, nay 51. Senate fails to advance abortion rights bill 49 through 51. The Democrats has on record of who's to blame for this. This is not good. We need to vote now. The only way if we're going to beat this is to vote for Democrats and make sure these Republicans...
Again, people can vote for who they want, regardless of whether you like it or not. As well as all Democrats are bad. Just as Republicans are bad, just as the Democrats, like you just said, there was 2 Democrats before that were holding back Biden as well. So, really, how I figure voting is, it basically gives you the right to brag. If it goes your way, well, you should brag regardless. No one loves a bragger. But otherwise, complain if it doesn't go your way. Otherwise, if you don't vote, you really got a right to complain if it doesn't go your way. But again, most votes are electoral, so even if one person doesn't vote or several, it's almost not gonna matter, but will matter because again, electoral. Most of the votes are from there anyway. So, voting is really not fair as it is. Never has been. Lose. Anyways, this is Josh, signing out. Republicans are having random people checking voting machines. And it's not just random people, it's also third parties too. And this is not just statewide. This is actually happening all across the United States. What's clear is that the Republican Party is trying to steal an election, and they're attacking your right to vote by having random people and third-party people to check voting machines and do it illegally. What is clear is that we need to investigate the Republicans, and we need to do it soon because what they're doing is wrong. Anyways, this is Josh, signing out. Okay, I'm about to talk about the most serious of serious topics. What the Republicans are doing are wrong. They are getting rid of gun laws. And these are very serious because if they get rid of gun laws, then that means there could be more shootings. And there's been a lot of shootings this past week. I mean... I'm sorry, get rid of shootings? This is really serious. By getting rid of guns. These shootings are happening all... It just does go up. I mean, and that one's kind of good and kind of not. Yes, if they get rid of gun laws, people will find a way around it and sneak guns. But guns are not the issue. Okay. Guns are never the issue. It's the people that use them. They should do better background checks. They should check the mental state of the people as well as them buying it and their intentions. Heck, school shootings for the most part. Yeah, the kids that do it, it isn't fully their fault. They've been picked on to the breaking point and they don't know what else to do other than just their mental health is so gets so bad that they snap. And who follows that? The kids doing it, and the teachers for not stopping it. Because when a student stands up for themselves, oh, they're in trouble. They punched a person or they pushed a person when they're standing up for themselves. Now, what's wrong with that picture? What's wrong with that picture? And even when they rat or tell on a teacher, it makes it worse for them if the bully. If not, kids find out and they go even harder. So if they really wanted to stop school shootings, if the kids doing it, they would lock down on bullying better than they do. Along with checking the mental state, background checks, checking their intentions and everything before they buy and like all that stuff. Guns don't kill people. It's the people using it that do. Guns don't fire on themselves, you know.
All over the United States. Innocent lives are being killed because of these shootings. And the Republicans are trying to block bills that would actually help resolve this issue. I mean, I'm getting tired of these Republicans. I am getting freaking sick and tired of these darn Republicans. I mean, if they don't care about human life, then what I think should happen is they should be fired and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, because if they don't care about human life, then they're not true Americans. Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
True Americans, it's a matter of perspective of who you ask. What a true American should be.
Officials
as well,
and the government. Donald Trump did a 7-part plan to attack the Capitol. I don't know what it is, but they're going to talk about it in the coming hearings. He did a speech to ramp up the crowd. The Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. He riled up the crowd with a whole bunch of lies and conspiracy theories. They attacked the Capitol. The people that attacked on that day did everything to police. Punched them, pepper sprayed them, did flashbangs, flashers that would blind you and give you extremely headaches. They did everything. They planned that attack. Cops heroically defended the Capitol while it was being attacked. They were planning on killing Congress and hang Mike Pence. Hundreds and hundreds of Trump supporters attack the Capitol on all fronts, basically everywhere. And Congress had to go into an unlocated area to get away from the attack. They breached the Capitol. They tried to plan out the January 6th attack. They failed, but we were this close from our democracy being destroyed. They planned it, and they failed. What these cops did were very heroic. They sacrificed their lives just to protect the Capitol. There was basically a lot of injuries and blood everywhere. They were beaten with flagpoles, punches, tasers, pepper spray, everything you could imagine. And I want to thank these police that defended the Capitol and did their very best to do their job in the most unexpected circumstance. There was one cop that was brave out of all of them. There was a cop that had a decision. There was rioters in the building going up the stairs, and he had two options: either lead them to Congress or lead them away. He made the smart choice in trying to lead them away from Congress so that they could escape safely. Because of his action, he saved hundreds of lives of Congress. And anybody that caused this January 6th needs to pay. There's going to be multiple hearings of these January 6th hearings. And I also want to thank my...
How is this late in the video? This should be like it should be in the
Well, Trump did
front.
nothing to stop the rioters. Mike Pence did everything in his power to stop the rioters and certify the election of Joe Biden. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have democracy. And it's being tested to the brim right now. We need to investigate this stuff so it never happens again. And things are still going on today. And we need to do some measures to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Thank you to police that did their job. Thank you for the one person, the police officer that saved Congress' life, and thank you, Mike Pence, for helping certification of Joe Biden. Anyways, this is Josh, signing out. Trump had $100 million from Trump supporters to campaign about lies and fraud about the election. Trump said fraud happened even before the election began. Fox News told lies and conspiracy theories. Fox News was the first to call the election that Joe Biden won. And when Fox News finally told the truth, they got extreme backlash. Fox News has more proof of the election information more than any other newscast. When Donald Trump's team was telling him the truth about the election and the results, Donald Trump replaced his team with nut jobs and people that would tell lies and conspiracy theories. Donald Trump did endless claims of fraud and lies. And the top person said, what he's saying is bull bleep. Donald Trump was out of reality at that point, and he was going to do whatever it takes to stop the election. Trump's advisors constantly told Trump that there's no evidence of fraud, and one of the lies that he said that dead people are voting for Biden. Trump tweeted personal information about one individual that attacked and ruined his life. Trump sent 20 emails a day to Trump supporters and people to send hundreds of millions of dollars to support the lies and conspiracy theories of the election and to fund the January 6th attack. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Donald Trump pressured Pence to overthrow the election. Donald Trump did a theory that Mike Pence could change the results of Joe Biden's victory. Donald Trump did a lie that fake electors in 7 states could change the outcome of voters of Joe Biden's victory. The vice president has no power in the 12th Amendment to change the results of the election. No president in the United States history ever had no president in United States history ever said that the vice president can declare a president the winner of the United States. Donald Trump was the first president that said this, and it was not legal. When Donald Trump said that he could change the results of the will of the people, the guy said, "Are you effing out of your mind?" This could cause riots all over the United States.
Wow.
Donald Trump did a pressure campaign to get Mike Pence to overthrow the election starting in December 2020. People were in a meeting on January 4th with Mike Pence that tried to convince Mike Pence that there was ways to overthrow Joe Biden's victory. And Mike Pence said, "This is unconstitutional." And he did the right thing. Donald Trump did a tweet saying that Mike Pence could change the results of the election on January 5th. On January 5th, people came into the office to tell Mike Pence to change the results of the election.
Let me stop once I get to 50. I'm thinking about stopping it anyway because, well, there's not really much reaction. Nothing shocking, of course, but like, I'm on my phone the whole dang video. I highly doubt this is going to go up.
No. Donald Trump wanted the power to become president again and to refuse the results of the election. People were concerned that the president would lash out on the Vice President Mike Pence on January 6th. On January 6th, there was a heated call between Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. And on the January 6th speech, Donald Trump did the speech on Mike Pence. Then on January 6th, the rioters broke into the Capitol. And during the attack on January 6th, Trump tweeted that Mike Pence betrayed the people. And Mike Pence had to be evacuated from his office. He was only 40 feet from the rioters and Mike Pence and the senators. Trump tweeted to the rioters to leave the Capitol, and afterwards the Senate and Mike Pence did their job and certified the election. Anyways, this is Josh signing out. Trump did everything he could to stop Joe Biden's victory. He did endless lawsuits, did fake electors, tried to get votes that doesn't exist, and committing violence everywhere to stop the election. Trump's threat were taken to people's houses. Trump pressured state and courts to overthrow the election. Trump tweeted personal phone numbers. Trump lawyers kept pressuring people about lies and conspiracy theories. Trump did endless ads promoting the lies to the lead up to January 6th. Trump did a conspiracy theory that you could replace all of the election officials that can be replaced with new people that could overthrow Joe Biden's victory. The top person with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers made an appearance in a voters' building, and on January 6th, he did a threatening note in the main part of the Capitol. On December 14th, Donald Trump hired fake electors to overthrow the 2020 election. He did a pressure campaign to have fake electors to try to overthrow the election. And what he was doing was illegal. Fake electors was sneaking fake election votes to overthrow the election, and they were planning on sending fake votes to Mike Pence to overthrow the election and try to certify Trump instead of Joe Biden.
Okay.
When people were doing the right thing of the will of the people, they constantly got threats from calls, emails, and people going outside threatening people.
This is the last video I'm doing. Just saying.
Protesters constantly threatened people at their very own homes, and sometimes they had to disconnect the phone because of how bad it really was. Trump did a lie that there was 11,000 votes for Donald Trump. The 2020 election was the most successful election in American history. Donald Trump's votes in 2022 Donald Trump's votes in the 2020 election came up short. What Donald Trump was doing was wrong. Some people could get hurt. Some people could get shot. Some people could get killed. Election workers was being terrorized by Trump supporters, trying to get them to change the election of the will. Election workers was being terrorized by Trump support. Okay, let me try this again. Election workers was being terrorized by Trump supporters, trying to get them to change the election of the American people. It was a monumental task of getting the truth out to the public over the lies and conspiracies about the election and the vote. Trump did endless claims of fraud, Trump did endless claims of fraud, illegally scanning votes over and over, and shredding ballots. These are all lies and conspiracy theories. Election workers were getting threats, death threats, and getting very disgusting hate speech. Donald Trump put so many people's livelihoods at risk. And the President of the United States' job is to protect the people, but instead, he destroyed their lives. In the end, people did get killed and injured. Anyways, this is Josh signing out.
I'm going to end this here. This is probably not going to go up. If Josh wants to see it, I might keep it to show him, but that's about it. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. This doesn't really feel like anything I would be putting up anyway. I'm not really reacting to it. I'm on it half the time on my phone. And all that stuff, so...